Most likely, if you're watching this video, you are a dual citizen or you're going to be one soon. Or perhaps you're just curious as to how is it for you to navigate travel with two passports. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sassy Funke. I'm a travel creator and author. You may not know that I'm a dual citizen. What does that mean? It means I have citizenship in two countries. I do have citizenship in the UK and also in Nigeria. One of the first videos that I shared on YouTube was about how I nearly got deported from the UK whilst I was a Nigerian student studying in the UK. So yes, I am not British by birth, but by naturalization. Perhaps in an upcoming video, I'll share how I was able to get my British citizenship. It was a long journey, has its own twists and turns. Leave a comment below if you want to hear that story. It's been over 8-9 years since I received my UK citizenship. I have been asked by many to do a video on how to travel with two passports. You know, leaving the UK, entering Nigeria, leaving Nigeria, entering the UK, traveling to other countries. Which passport do I use? And even though it's totally legal and fine to have two passports, one has to be careful depending on which country you're entering, which passport to use. So in today's video, I'm going to go over step by step on the basics on how to travel with two passports. From booking your flight to checking in, to approaching immigration, to boarding, and to arriving at your destination. And also how to navigate traveling to countries that are not either Nigerian or Britain. Before we dive in there, I need to put out this disclaimer. Keep in mind that I'm sharing my personal insight from my own experience as a dual citizen for the past 9 years. I am not an immigration lawyer. It's really important and essential to conduct your own research and refer to official government websites when navigating travel and immigration. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and let's get started. First step is booking your flight. Which passport do you use? Airlines want to know if you're legal going into your destination. For example, let's take that I am in Nigeria and I'm traveling to the UK. When I'm booking my flight and the airline is asking me for information about my passport details, you know, when I'm checking in, I'll be putting in the passport for the country I'm going into. I'm going to the UK, so I'm going to be checking in and putting in the information of my UK passport. That is the country that I'm going to be legal going into. For example, if I were to travel to the UK on my Nigerian passport to input this information, I will be seen as a foreigner going into my own country, that is the UK. And I will be required to go through the gruesome process of applying and paying for a visa, as Nigerian passport holders require visas to go to the UK. Why would I travel on a UK passport when I could easily avoid the need to, get a visa to the UK? I can avoid all of the immigration queues that the Nigerian passport holders and foreigners face simply because I am a British citizen. Then I'll put in my UK passport information because all the airline cares about is that I'm legal going into the UK. The reasons airlines care about this is because if they see that I have a Nigerian passport, they need to ensure you have a visa in that passport, because airlines can get fined for, tracking with passengers that don't have the right immigration documents to the UK. Something I actually faced once in the past. I'll share this. I was once traveling with my Nigerian passport from London to the UK, and my US visa, I was trying to the US, was expiring the next day, and the airline didn't want to travel, didn't want to line me, and they made me sign a waiver that if I was sent back by the US immigration, I would pay the $20,000 fee for deportation. So that's why airlines are very careful to ensure that you put in the right data and information for the destination. Next, checking in at the airport. Which passport do you use? If you're traveling from Nigeria to the UK, you will need to provide both your Nigerian and UK passports at check-in. Your British passport is checked to ensure that you have legal rights entering the UK, and they also check your Nigerian passport to ensure that it's valid. Because if you give them your British passport, they'll notice that you don't have a Nigerian visa in there, and you have to provide your Nigerian passport. Just show that this is how you came into the country. So they check both documents when leaving Nigeria to the UK at check-in. Immigration. Let's talk immigration. Which passport do you show at Nigerian immigration when leaving to the UK? When leaving Nigeria to the UK, both your British passport and your Nigerian passport will be checked. Immigration checks your British passport to ensure that you have a legal standing to your destination, that you're actually legally allowed to travel to the UK, right? So with my UK passport, I'm British, so I can enter the UK. But they also check your Nigerian passport, because check your Nigerian passport to verify how you arrive arrived in Nigeria. So for example, if I had a Nigerian visa in this passport, they will never check this. But because I don't have a Nigerian visa in my British passport, they will require for you to provide your Nigerian passport to check when you entered into the country and to stamp when you're leaving the country. It's key to know that when you're traveling from the UK to Nigeria, immigration, you do not encounter immigration when leaving the UK. And this is because the airlines actually send a manifest to the government of all traveling passengers. So the government actually has the dates for when you left the country. They have that on their record. So you don't encounter immigration when leaving the UK. Passport checks during boarding. What happens here? Many of you might know that when you're about to board, that yes, for international flight, they do check upon boarding to check your passport. And the passport they check at this point, so traveling from Nigeria to the UK, they'll be checking the passport that you're using to your destination. If you have a legal right to enter the country you're going to. And because I'm going to the UK, they care mostly about this passport here, my UK passport. And if we're traveling as Nigerian passport holder, without this, as a normal person, they will check that you have a visa in this passport. That's what they're checking at boarding, to check your legal rights to your destination country. Let's talk immigration at the arrival airport. So when I land in the UK from Nigeria after boarding, I will not be a UK citizen, no, not a Nigerian one. So you will not even see this passport. It will be my UK passport that I will present. The UK immigration doesn't care about where you came from. They care about what is your legal standing entering their country. Similarly, so if I'm traveling from the UK to Nigeria and I arrive at the Nigerian airport and I meet an immigration as a dual citizen, all I need to show is my Nigerian passport, because all the Nigerian immigration cares about entering Nigeria is, does Funke have the legal right to enter our country? And as a Nigerian passport holder, I do. So I will not be showing this passport at all. I'll be keeping this, but I will be showing this passport. Let's talk about traveling to a country that I'm not a citizen of. So I'm not going to Nigeria and I'm not going to the UK. Let's say, for example, I am traveling to the USA, the United States of America. Which passport do I show? Or which passport do I use? The answer is simple here. I will present the passport that has the least hassle for me. And we all know that. It's the British passport that has the least hassle for me traveling to the US. Let's talk about the USA as a dual citizen traveling to the USA. If I have a Nigerian passport and went to the USA, I will be required to get a visa to the USA, and that is expensive, time consuming. Getting an appointment for visas can take months and months and months and years in some situations. But if I have a British passport to go to the USA, all I have to do, because the US and UK have an agreement whereby British citizens only need to apply online for a travel authorization that costs about $21. And if you get this travel authorization, they give it to you for 2 years. So you're able to travel to the US 2 years without having to apply again. And it's a very simple process. It takes a couple of minutes and everything done online. And if the process is smooth, you will get your travel authorization by email within an hour to a couple of days maximum. So upon entry to the USA, for example, with my British passport, the USA will never care if I have my travel authorization with my British passport to see my Nigerian passport, because as I'm coming into the US, I am coming to them. My authorization, my legal standing is by the ETA and by my British passport. So this is the only passport I'll be presenting to US Customs or US Immigration on arrival. And when leaving the USA, the passport that matters as a dual citizen depends on the country that I'm going to. So if I was going back to the UK, I would present this because this is the passport of the country I'm going to. And if I was going to Nigeria, I'll have to present this because I have legal standing in Nigeria with this passport. So let's talk about if there are any other additional benefits of actually having a dual citizenship. Like, what is the benefit of me carrying these two passports? One of the benefits, vivid benefits, having been a Nigerian passport holder for a long time before getting my British passport, is the insane immigration queues that, as a Nigerian passport holder, for example, going to the UK, that I had to face. Hours on end, the interrogation. But now as a dual citizenship, the British passport, when you enter the UK, they typically have lines for UK citizens and all other nationalities. So all other nationalities' line is always long. Like, long is an understatement. But with the British UK citizens line is typically much faster, and they actually have machines that you can actually do your immigration checks with and not even having to interact with anyone. So that is a huge benefit. Honestly, from time to time, whenever I pass immigration, I remember the trauma of traveling with my Nigerian passport. But I thank God that is over. If you can relate to me, please drop a comment in the comment section, because I know many of you out there will be able to relate. Another benefit I would say as a dual citizen, for example, going into the UK, is that if you have a family member that you're traveling with and they, for example, only have a Nigerian passport, they can actually come with you to the UK immigration line rather than you guys separated. This is if you guys are family members. You can go on the quicker line and pass through immigration much smoother. I know many people may not be aware of this, but it's an amazing set to note. Honestly, I think traveling with two passports, navigating travel with two passports has been an incredible blessing, and it has made my life easier because traveling, as many of you know, with a Nigerian passport is not easy. You encounter a lot of challenges, a lot of things I don't want to talk about in this video, but it's really, really challenging. So having British passport, being a dual citizen has been an immense blessing to me. It has made freedom of movement easier. I can wake up in the morning literally and say, you know what, I want to go to Italy this afternoon, and this evening I'll be on a flight going to Italy with my British passport. But as a Nigerian passport holder, I cannot do that. I have to think, okay, do I have money for a visa? When is the visa appointment? How much will I pay? How long will it take me? I have to plan all these things, which discourages you from travel, to be honest, having this passport. I want to know, guys, do any of you guys out there have two passports? Have you ever faced immigration issues traveling with those two passports or encountered any challenges? I would absolutely love to hear your stories. I hope you found this video useful. As I mentioned, this is my personal experience that I'm sharing. I am not an immigration official or consultant, so key to note that to do your own research when traveling. I really hope it was helpful. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Give this video a huge thumbs up, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye!